Hi everyone, this is Rob Phelan. I want to give you just a quick couple of pointers about how to set up your work environment at home for virtual learning. And there's a couple of things I want to go through. First off, the example I'm going to use here is like a stock image from a very expensive store. So don't worry too much about like, oh, that's really expensive, I can't afford that, or I don't have this kind of space. We're going to talk about that. So first thing, your environment, what you're going to set up with. We want to make sure you have a dedicated workspace. So not somewhere that you spend time watching TV, eating food. It can mean that you just sit in a different spot. So if you're talking about the dining room table, sitting at the opposite end of the table can sometimes be your work environment. It's not the place that you are used to doing one action. Same thing if you are going to work in a living room, sitting in a different spot on the couch, or ideally the floor is a great place to work too. If you are in your bedroom, that's going to, or in some isolated area like an office or a playroom, perfect spot. Find a corner or some space where you can set up your desk or table or cart or whatever it is you're going to be working from. And let's talk about a couple of pointers. First one, have a space to spread out. So if you can manage it, keep a clean workspace, get rid of the clutter, have organization boxes or tubs for things like pencils, pens, scissors, paper, anything that you have to access on a regular basis. Just have it readily available, but not spread all over your table. We want clean, clutter-free. It just stops the number of distractions that can come into play. You can see in the example up here, there is that cork board behind the desk, something that you can use for displaying to-do items, commonly used items, any like things that are going to be helpful in your class. It can be cork, it can be whiteboard, it can be a piece of cardboard with pins stuck into it. Like, you get creative, and it doesn't have to be like right above the desk. It can be to the side. Lighting is next. Natural light and artificial light. Make sure you have a combination of both, or one or the other. So you want enough light that your eyes are not straining to see while you are working. Next up is storage. So you can see the shelving above and then below the desk in this picture, making sure that you are going to have some place to put all of your textbooks, notebooks, different pieces of paper, different resources that you need for your classes. You're in a nice position where everything you need should be in one spot, as opposed to actual school where you had to fit everything into a backpack. So use your space, spread out, but make sure everything has a spot and it's organized. Finally, I want you to think about setting yourself up with a schedule. So what is it you're going to do at each point of the day? And you can go very nitty-gritty with this, such as going into like every 5 minutes, what's going to happen, or just a general block schedule of what you're going to do each day. This should include when you're going to get up, when you're going to eat breakfast, when you're going to start your schoolwork. And that's going to be dictated by our live classes, but also you have student work time. So when are you going to get that done? Include lunch, include social activities, include working out or any physical activity you're going to do. If you have to childmind or take care of siblings, that's got to go in there. Part-time jobs also included. Get all that down on paper and schedule yourself out, and display that schedule in your workstation and maybe in a communal area such as like the kitchen fridge, so that everyone in your house knows when you are working and when you are available to chat or whatever else. If you are going to be in a public spot, so let's switch over to this example. If you're going to be in a public spot, such as a dining room, having work carts or something like that that you can use for just storing your materials and all your school stuff is a great is a great way to set yourself up. That way you can put work or school away and then take it out again when you're ready. Just a dedicated shelf will work just as well, or a cabinet or anything like that. And like I said, if you're working in a common area such as this, like a dining room table where you eat dinner, sit yourself in a different spot at the table for doing your schoolwork. If there are distractions in the house, such as siblings, pets, parents, TVs, make sure that they are out of sight and ideally out of your audio setting. Noise canceling earphones or earbuds are a great resource to have too. If you have the space, a second location would be nice for things like reading, watching, or listening, where you're not having to actively like do work and you need a hard surface to lean on. So you can set yourself up with a secondary space too, if you have the luxury of being able to do that. All right, those are my tips for setting up your home environment. Good luck to you all this year, and I hope it goes well.